It's the final normal Kruiser Control episode of 2012. Don't worry, next week we're going to have a special episode, tastefully nude and covered in chocolate. You know Sammy! My name's Steven Kruiser. This is Kruiser Control. We're beginning. Sammy and I were just discussing starting a Sex Pistols tribute band called Hillary's Fake Concussion. We begin this week of mostly tragic news with the small comfort of an old favorite segment that we like to call It's Not Just Me Anymore. I think that's the freest of those dances we've ever done. It's a little weird. We've had some stops and starts today. Here, dear friends of Kruiser Control, is more than likely the one and only time I will ever be in agreement with MSNBC's Touré.
But, you know, I want to talk about Barbara Walters because that moment about the hair and to the fat question to Christy, too, embarrassing, dereliction of duty. What are you talking about, Barbara?
He continues smacking Barbara there, too. He was upset about that. Those of you saw, there were a lot of people on the right that were upset with that interview because he's got Hillary there, or she's got Hillary there. Any Benghazi questions? No. About what about your hair? Yeah, because you want to talk cosmetic girly things with Hillary Clinton, okay? Even if she weren't the Secretary of State, she's not the one you chat about potpourri with, ever, okay? And then she asked Chris Christie if he was too fat to be president. And you know what Christie said? What? Give me a freaking hot dog. I'm tired of it. One of the greatest things about being a modern Democrat is that no matter how miserably you fail at something, the mainstream media will mindlessly begin groping for excuses for your incompetence. Here, CNN's British import tries to cover for Ambassador YouTube video and promptly has his talking points shoved back down his throat by one Rudy Giuliani.
I mean, critics are saying, look, she's basically been stitched up here by a load of older guys in the Republican Party who've looked at a bright young woman and thought, we're going to get you out of here, love.
A bright young woman wouldn't have made that statement. A bright young woman would have had enough independent knowledge, enough independent judgment to realize she was being fed a load of malarkey.
See, Alexis, our producer, and I were talking about this before because she used to work for the Roodster a long time ago. And Rudy's like Newt. I like him on the sideline saying stuff like that. Nah, she's stupid, Piers. That's what, because that's basically what he said. And Piers, you know why that was a talking point? Because Piers right away, a lot of old guys, he's going with the old Republican meme, even though one of her most vocal critics is a mid-40s white Republican woman. Kelly Ayotte from New Hampshire? New Hampshire. Yeah, so ignore that. Talking. Sammy says Piers is more annoying than Bashir. I still go with Bashir. You know what we should do? We should just butt their heads together until one of them decides to go home, or both. Your psychiatrist warned you this would happen if you mix the medication with television. It's time for the extended take. Little interpretive dance or something. Just seeing if my knees work because I have to stand still here for so long. Programming note, we will be devoting an entire episode next week to this little bundle of nonsense.
John Lott. He's the author of a book that's called More Guns, Less Crime. And that kind of is his theory in a nutshell. If people had more guns, then there'd be more opportunities for self-defense. And not only is he against new gun laws, he'd like to see many of the gun laws that are currently on the books taken out of the books altogether. It's nice to have you talking with us. We appreciate it. You know, on Friday, you were talking to Piers, and then again with Wolf yesterday, and you said it's time to get rid of gun laws. Like the takeaway for you from this massacre at an elementary school is it's time to get rid of gun laws. How does it possibly make sense to you?
At some point during her extended ratings swan dive, an employer of Soledad O'Brien's will have to point out that making obnoxious faces into the camera may be the reason that everyone but her homebound relatives have stopped watching her. Soledad is that worst kind of unhinged lefty pundit, ever sneering and condescending, yet never thinking or making a point. This particular interview goes on for almost 8 minutes. Her guest keeps supplying facts. She keeps mugging for the camera, making toddler with a full diaper faces, and claiming that she doesn't get it. You'll never get it, Soledad. You're not a very bright girl. You're just brighter than Piers Morgan. Hey, that's got to count for something, right? Tweets of the week! Yeah. Twitter.com/Stephen Kruiser. Is that my name? You follow me, I'll follow you. No egg avatars. Tell me I'm not following you. You guys are getting better at that. Let's all hold hands and polka or something. You don't do polka. Tweet number 1.
Wouldn't be the Christmas shopping season if the stores were any less hotter than they are.
Now we're talking classics. Chevy Chase, when he was still high on Vicodin, primo. Tweet number 1. My wife wants to know how you stay so sexy so I can do the same. You know, Sammy asking me the same thing right before. Sammy and I talking a lot about sexiness. Mostly it's a combination of, I wear this cologne that I make out of Guinness and the tears of vanquished liberals. That's what I do. And and the women, ladies, chicks seem to dig it. You know, and if you can like get a dog and take it to a park, girls like that too. Even your wife, she'll love that. But tears of liberals. There are a lot of them out there too. They cry, don't they? They cry a lot. Tears of don't mix them with Boehner tears because it makes your hair fall out. Tweet number 2.
Oh, fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge.
Oh, I know what it. Never mind. Tweet number 2 asks, should comedians ever apologize for their jokes? No, no, and hell no. Here's the deal, okay? If you're apologizing for your joke, it means that you went out of your comfort zone, and if you want to be a good comedian, you shouldn't have had a comfort zone in the first place. You're just a tool, okay? But no, there are some people who are clean comedians, and they shouldn't step over that. But if you're like me, you just get people used to the no-filter thing early. Sure, friends and relatives stop speaking to you, but what the heck? It works for me. Tweet number 3.
Ow! Son of a nutcracker!
Tweet number 3 asks, would Code Pink located at every school be an effective deterrent to school shootings? Emphatically again, no. However, I do think there would be a dramatic drop in the teen pregnancy rates because nobody thinks about sex with those hags around, okay? Ever, ever. Doesn't matter which way you swing. You see the Code Pinkers there and you're just like, yeah, let's nobody breed at any time in history. Website, StephenKruiser.com. Okay, you go there, you find out we're doing bonus clips. Sooner or later, we'll start doing bonus clips again. It's been a little lax the last few weeks. Also, stuff over at the PJ Tattler, PJ Lifestyle. Don't forget that. And as always, when you comment, only on the PJTV site. People are starting to lose. I got to explain everything to them, Sammy. You know, you can't do it on Twitter. I'm not going to give you a wipe on Twitter. Only on the site. You get the phenomenal, the fantastic, the reversible. We haven't highlighted that feature yet, Sammy. The reversible PJ Media wipe. Perfect for wintertime because, you know, you're wearing it every day because it's cold and you're just like,
It's glorious.
It is glorious. Our comment winner this week writes, I tried to watch Tingles on MSNBC once, but I had to change the channel before my IQ fell below room temperature. I can no longer stand to hear the agonizing screams of my brain cells committing seppuku upon their intellectual swords of logic and wisdom. May I have a wipe to clear the residual blood leaking from my ears? Thank God I had you to watch instead. You were able to raise my IQ back to optimal levels. Very well done. Brought a little Japanese culture. I mean, we're multicultural here. Talk about killing yourself. We'll just open that up to the whole earth. Don't worry, we've surrounded it with an invisible electric fence for fun. It's time for the Circle of Dumb. Flasher dance. This week's repeat offender always manages, we're going to go with it, to amaze us with her ability to out-stupid herself almost daily. But she's still smarter than Martin Bashir. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner is... Andrea, even I sound bored with me, Mitchell. The woman who admitted during the campaign that she was a puppet of the Obama administration managed to make sure she didn't let cognition interfere with a good talking points thought burp.
Well, I think that this had become sort of an impossible challenge for her to be confirmed, that she realized that. The White House realized it as well. I think they know that they are on good political solid ground, as you were just pointing out. This is not going to be, this is not going to help Republicans at all. The fact that a woman, and a woman of color, has been forced out of a confirmation process even before she was nominated.
Solid political ground, Sammy, because you know, proof right there. There is nothing that the bitter racist Republicans would like less than an African-American woman named Rice heading up state. That would never happen, Sammy, would it? You would never have a black woman named Rice as Secretary of State, would you, if you were in a Republican administration? That's the most outlandish thing I could... She got us on that one. I'm not exactly sure how, but I bet Obamacare will find a way to make this even more expensive next year. It's the last piece of my mind. Avoided dealing with it for most of the show, but I want to talk about the media coverage of the tragedy in Connecticut last week, because there's a lot of caterwauling on both sides. People unhappy with how the gun debates covered this, that, or the other. I say, I didn't even start talking about statistics with people until today, and it's almost a week later, because the time is for mourning in the beginning. That's what you do. You don't get into a political debate right away, even if the other side starts it. This is like a football game. You know, if the guy pushes you, you push him back, you're just as guilty, and you're going to get busted. People are lamenting the coverage. They're interviewing kids. They're doing this. Here's an idea. Turn off your freaking TV, okay? You don't need to get the facts from a sensationalistic cable news media. If you watch for more than 5 minutes, you're being ghoulish, okay? Turn off the television. Children are dead, mourn that, and don't launch right into a political debate. Yes, I'm lecturing, but I still love you guys.